To talk to you guys about like how advertising has evolved over the last few decades. Thank you for allowing us to present to you guys today. My name is Idolith and I am with Obos Media, your partner in PR and transformational video strategist. I'm going to take you back into time, back before the iPhone came out in 2007 and before Facebook launched in 2004, where our only means of communication was through phone, fax, and email. And even further back in the 1980s, can you guys remember how real estate was in the 1980s? Well, I've heard stories. I was born in the 80s, yes, but I've heard stories. But in the 1980s, it was all about having one single message to everyone, pretty much. And then we realized that people were different in the 1990s, so we decided to segment our campaigns. And then the 2000s came and we gathered way more data and we knew more about each other, so we started to personalize our messages. And then about 2010 was when this huge explosion happened, and you are now bombarded with digital social signals, where we have the socially linked consumer. So you're wondering, what does that have to do with real estate and technology? Well, like we said, in the 1980s, you guys remember those books? Well, you guys probably, some of you guys might remember those books that, you know, how do you find property, right? You'd have to go into the broker's office. You had to look through those books, and how was it updated, basically? And then how do you find a real estate agent? It was more through referral, right? So you had to ask your friends, your family, your neighbors, probably. You still do that. Oh, so if you forward to like 2016, and this was data that was published through NAR, in 2016, it was a little bit different, right? Now we have something called the MLS, and you can now see properties online and a lot faster than it was before. But looking back at it, the one thing that's still the same is that trust in a realtor is still very important. Yeah. So 44% of buyers looked for properties online first, and then 88% worked with an agent to find their homes. Okay, so if you look, so now looking at like the different generations, there's that one gap, communication. So we have the millennials that are actually 66% of first-time buyers, and steps to buying a home. So many of you probably have your property profiles online. You have your website. Brokers now have websites, and so things are changing a little bit, right, in the industry. I think I interviewed a top producing team yesterday, and he said that they had to have a process for their communication, and they had to let their clients know about this process as well. And 2-3 years, I mean, when Zillow first came out, phone calls, you used to get a lot of phone calls, right? How many of you guys are getting phone calls from Zillow today?
Well, that's only if you
advertise.
Yeah, subscribe to exactly coming from your agent and things of that nature.
You still get phone calls?
Definitely.
Yeah, even the ones that are advertising are not getting phone calls anymore.
Like Google saying your profile is not complete, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, you get emails. I think they get a lot more emails now. So, and I asked them, you know, what kind of communication methods are you using for your business now? And it was more through text, and even email is starting to fade out. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit, and you're probably hearing that you have to do Facebook ads, you have to have a website, you have to get on LinkedIn, you have to have a drip system, and they all actually work. But what I want to ask you, oh wait, before I do that, so how many of you guys heard the term of personally branding yourself as your business? Yes. Me 2.0 and advertising and marketing. And he talks about you being a journalist for your own business today. So what I want to ask you is, which cow are you? Which cow are you?
Which cow?
Yeah.
Which cow are you? Yeah. So yeah. So the story behind this, let's say you're driving down 99, right? And you're seeing miles and miles of cows. What would you do if you saw a purple cow?
Whoa. I don't know if you saw the most recent one where the cows towered over the rest.
Wait, was it purple? No.
I'm definitely not that one.
Not that one.
Go through the processing.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, well, Seth Godin came out with the purple cow theory, and what he talks about is being seen is not the same as being remarkable. So, you want to be the purple cow. One of the things that I talk about is transforming your brand using video. How many of you guys like watching videos? Like watching videos?
Catch your attention.
As long as it's not, right, quick and short, yeah. Okay, well, by a show of hands.
Get off my phone.
Not those videos. Okay, so, but with a show of hands, I want to know how many of you guys are, one, very comfortable with being in front of the video camera where you can be, confident and do it all day.
After like 15.
Two. Wait, that's number 2, okay?
He's got the suit up here and from here down and his like shorts are.
So, okay, and then 2, you want to do videos, but you need someone to kind of coach you through the process. And then 3, it's near death. And when you see a video camera, you want to run out the door or looking for the exit sign. That's you? Yeah.
I'm out of here.
So I am starting to see that. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest barriers is some people are just afraid to be in front of the camera. It's kind of like the same as getting up in front of an audience and speaking, right? What I want to say is that video is topping the list or topping the charts of the way to advertise today. And so if you look here, it is number 1. This is from HubSpot. I also have some other data which you probably can't see. I don't know if I put it there in the, but in terms of competing with blogging, which it was, I think it's 63%, but video is topping at 66%. And if you have a video on your subject line when you're sending an email, you get a higher click-through rate as well.
You say a video on the subject line. What do you mean by that?
Like watch my video, or yeah.
So we have to type it in and watch.
Type in the subject line. Yeah.